I cannot do that. Stand down or die.
Hello and what is up guys, vasDcrak here, and I'm back with the updated 6-spell Warpath Paladin for 0.8.3 for last epoch. Let's get into the build idea here. Alright, so the build idea here, kind of the same as the last one, but they did nerf my future strike. They changed it from a hit to a damage over time, so we're not going to be casting it as much, but it's still pretty viable here, pretty strong. So because we have our Smite now that we're adding towards our damage. Alright, so each spin we're going to have a 10% chance to do magma shards. That's from our Volcanus unique item there, and we're going to have at least 15% chance to cast divine bolts on each hit. The large part of our damage is going to be flame burst. That's going to be casted every 6 hits unless you activate your holy aura, which is going to be casting every 3 hits. It used to be 4 hits before 0.8.3, and they changed it to 3 hits now. They did reduce the damage a little bit, but we're going to be doing it, proccing it more since it's going to be per 3 hits, and we're going to have a lot of attack speed from our gear and our passives as well. So a lot of our damage here is going to be also our Smite and lightning bolts. So we're going to be casting a Smite every second as we spin with our Warpath. With our tree, we're not going to be concerned of our mana consumption or our mana, just keeping our mana up. We're not going to have problems with that. I'll show you the tree right after this one. But each Smite is going to be casting lightning bolts, and that's going to be clearing a lot of the mobs. So we're going to have idols as well. That's going to cause us our axe throw there. Sorry, our axe throw. And each axe throw is going to have that free Smite for, I think I have like 17% to cast a free axe throw to cause a Smite. And then it causes the lightning bolt that will help deal with more damage to enemies. Alright, on to the skills here. Our first skill is going to be Warpath. And you're going to be getting the Unchained and Reckless spin here, so you have that 0 cost for your warp. Basically, you have that 1 mana cost just to get it started, but you're going to have that 0 channeling cost per second. I did max out my Quicksilver Wind just because I have that extra skill point, so I don't have to put it here to Dark Nexus, and which is going to give me mana whilst I'm spinning with my Volcanus, which is a 2-handed weapon. Alright, so down the tree, this Earth Scorcher, this is going to change your Warpath to like a fire. It's going to give that fire scale tag there, which is going to be important later. I'm going to show you why. And Path of Heavens, this one you just get 2 points to unlock the Winds of Justice. You get the 100% Smite chance every second you're spinning. So the rest here, you just need to unlock basically the Dark Nexus to get that 21 mana per 3 seconds. So basically you get 7 mana per second. Our next skill here, this is going to be one of our big damage sources, which is going to be the Holy Aura's Flame Burst from each. So you get like 6 melee hits, and it's going to cast them Flame Burst. But if you activate it, it's going to be only 3 before you do a Flame Burst. You want to max out your improved Flame Burst here, so you get more damage from that one. And your Burning Blow, so you get increased global fire damage all around. I did also get the Fire Penetration, so we get that increased damage from Flame Burst. I got 2 points here, and Shelter from the Storm. I could use a 2 points here if I needed the Elemental Resistance, but right now I don't think I do. I'm surviving pretty much in Empowered Echoes right now. You do want to max out your Fanaticism because you want that attack speed to proc more Flame Burst. Good 60% here. It's going to be 32% once you do activate your Holy Aura. Alright, so next skill you do have the Smite here. I maxed out my Sacrifice, so I get that 250% more damage per Smite, and also 5% in Conviction, so I get that crit 10% chance, so I always do my crits. And I also unlock the Unbalanced Scale here, so I get to do lightning bolts on each Smite. And I maxed out my Wandering Bolt, so I clear mobs faster. There's more lightning bolts on each smite that I do. And basically I just got one on sacrifice. If you don't want, you can, if you don't have enough life leech, you could switch this up down here from wandering bolts down to atonement. Alright, next one, this is our lunge. And with our lunge, we're going to be doing 3 smites as we lunge, but depending on the distance of the enemy. If they're at 10 meters, you're going to have that 100% chance to smite, to cast 3 smites actually around you, which is going to cast 3 lightning bolts, and it's just going to clear mobs pretty quick. I did max out Call of the Week just in case I do kill or get them down to 15% health with the smite, and then it just instantly kills them with the lunge. Alright, or you could use this for bosses. If they're like at 15%, you could just lunge at them and it just instantly kills them. You don't have to wait to be killing them. Another important part here from lunge is your increased attack speed. Of course, you want to increase attack speed to get more procs of everything that you have. So I have 4-second duration here with the Reckless Skirmish. And another important part is your double strikes. You get that extra lunge charge, and the rest you really just have free reign on whatever you want to put. I just maxed out Warrior's Renewal. You really don't need it. You could probably use it here, but that would be up to you. So let's get to the next skill here, which is Volatile Reversal. So with my Volatile Reversal, I did get my Incipient Void and Terminal Void, so we could get that Void Rift to hit the enemies, so they get the Harbinger of Dust, which will make them take 30% increased damage from all sources once you do hit them with the Void Rifts. You do want to max out your warp time here and max out your catching up, so you get more move speed and even more attack speed here. 30% increased attack speed globally and cast speed. I did put 2 points in Traveler's Fatigue. Give me the recovery speed of 50% and also time lost vitality for another 200% increased recovery speed. Okay, let's get into the passives. So, passives for the Sentinel, I do have 8 points maxed out. Juggernaut, in my fire and void resistance and some strength. I did get 10% or 10 points in Relentless. Gives me some damage, and then there's some stun avoidance there. I do have Armor Clad. This is very important for reducing the damage by 10% from enemies nearby. I do have 1 point in Fearless and Gladiator. You could change these to add it to Axe Thrower, but I just put that there for some defensive, for getting me that block chance basically, and some vitality and health regen. You don't really need it. You could swap that out, put in Axe Thrower, but you do need 5 points in Blade Master here, so you get another 30% increased attack speed since we are using a sword. Okay, so I have 11 points in Void Knight, 10 points in Abyssal Endurance. I say this is a very good investment in your passive points because you get health, void resistance, and physical resistance here. That's a very good investment in your skill points there, your passive skill points. I have 1 point here in Void Corruption. This just gives you a critical strike multiplier in each point that you spend in the Void Knight's passives. Alright, so Paladin, you don't want to max out your conviction, so you get that lightning and fire damage and penetration from your lightning and fire damage from your smite and your flame bursts there. Maxed out my defiance for my elemental resistance. Got my divine bolt here. It starts at 20%, but that's just only one divine bolt. If you do get 2 points in shared divinity, that's going to be 3 divine bolts that you're casting. But that reduces it by 20%, so like about 15% to cast your divine bolt. Got 5 points in Valor. This one gives you some health here. 7 points in Holy Symbol. This one's going to give me necrotic resistance and health there. Just keep up my survivability, basically. 10 points in Holy Precision. They kind of reduced the spell crit chance here, but they did add up 100% crit multiplier for my lightning skills, which is going to be my smite. That's going to be my lightning skill, and I'm going to be doing more damage when it does do crit. 12 points in Reverence Duality, health, damage, and mana. It's like all over here. It's like a nice, well-rounded stat. This is a good investment, I would say. And I have 12 points in Light of Raye, so it's fire and lightning damage. So my damage from Flame Burst and my damage from Smite is increased by Light of Raye, and my move speed is increased by 12% here. Final 4 points, I did not know where to put it, so basically I just put it to Faith Armor here. 3 points, get my armor up, crit avoidance. 1 point in Prayer Aegis, just get some health and some health endurance there. Alright, so I have my items here. So your required items is going to be the Volcanus. This one's going to be casting your Magma Shards, 10% chance to cast there on each melee hit. The more enemies, the better. And I do think you're going to need the Wings of Argentus, so you just get that 40% less damage taken while moving. This one, though, also increases +1 to your fire attacks. Remember when I said Warpath, when you do change it to fire with the Earth Scorcher, it's going to add +1 to that since now it's a fire attack, and I added that +1 to my Dark Nexus, so get my get my mana back every time, so I don't have any mana problems while I'm spinning around. And everything else, you have free reign, whatever you want. I did put my Bleeding Heart here, just gives me 15% increased melee attack speed, which is maxed out for this implicit mod here, which is pretty good. Gets me my damage leech as health 7%. It does say that you're going to bleed when you cast a spell, but you're not directly casting that spell, so you're not going to be getting that bleed. But you're going to be leeching all those damage back and increases your survivability. For my helmet, just maxing out my poison resist, get some health and vitality on it. My ring, you could use any ring I have here. Quicksilver Coil, so I get that haste chance plus that melee attack speed, 9% increase there. Also, I have the Osharian. This is kind of a rare ring. You could use any ring, as I've said. This just gives me that shock chance for 40% per hit, and then that shock effect, so it reduces their lightning damage basically and increases my damage from Smite. My belt, just getting that increased health. Really, you don't need any. If you need your resistances cap, you can get your resistance from here. From my gauntlets, my gloves here, I do have increased critical strike chance and more health and increased leech rate, so more survivability. Boots, movement speed is very important here, and then max out your resistances. For your relic, you do want your resistances while channeling. This one's just gonna make me increase my survivability basically, and then 36% increased damage while channeling as well, and then you have your increased critical strike chance. For idols, you're gonna need the 9% chance to cast Smite when you do throwing attacks, so your axe throw is gonna be doing that Smite. I have 2 right here, which is gonna be 17%, and then the rest I just have the increased Smite damage for my my 3x1 idols here. So basically I have 200% increased damage with Smite. Alright, so let's showcase my build here. Let's go empowered or legendary, it says. Go to woodland area. You're gonna be lunging to cast smites, and then when you do cast your holy art, you want to cast your Volatile Reversal so you get your mana back. It would be faster to regenerate your mana with Warpath, so let's just go. Let's show, not tell. Lunge, holy aura.
Stand down or die. that. Stand down or die.
Rinse and repeat, really. Alright. Basically just
Do not do that.
the lunge is better when the
Stand down or die.
just dead. Alright. Well, that's the build, guys. Alright guys, well that's the build. I hope you enjoyed it. You can try it out. It's a pretty fun build. Not the strongest, but it does clear and it's pretty fun. So I hope to see you guys in the next build video, and I'll see y'all later, I guess. Peace.